me ask you a quick question here. We've talked about it already, the fact that UFC 303 is coming up, and your boy is done fighting. He's not fighting in this thing, and they had to throw a bunch of stuff together, and they ended up not giving us, one replacement fight, not two replacement fights, three replacement fights, all at the top of the card on UFC 303, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got Alex Pereira against Yuri Prochazka. You've got
Ortega, Lopez,
Ryan Ortega, right? And Lopez, and then that was kind of a throw-in as well. You know what I mean? That fight wasn't even originally on there. And then you've got the rebooking that happened with Anthony Smith now, right? Stepping in for wow, why am I drawing a quick blank here? Stepping in
for Khalil Roundtree, but
Roundtree was stepped in by somebody else already. Carlos Ulberg stepped in for that part of it.
This is why you're drawing a blank, because this fight has been booked 4 different times with 5 different people.
Wild. And all the time, the rest of the card is just kind of sat there. You know what I mean? We're ready to fight, they're saying, right? And now, let me ask you about one of these fights, okay? Because one of these fights is not like the other.
Mm-mm.
One of these fights is going to be a very telltale sign for one, if not both, of the guys involved.
Yep.
I'm talking about Ian Machodo Garry.
Ian Garry, yeah.
No, we'll call him by his name, what he prefers to be called by.
You're going to get me in trouble. I hate that fucker. Fucking piece of shit.
Against one Michael Venom Page.
The man, the myth, the legend that is Michael Venom Page.
Now, this is both a couple of guys. I mean, listen, here's the thing. Everybody expects, because of the flashiness and the footwork and the reach and the way that he throws combinations, Michael Venom Page should walk all over Ian Garry, right?
I wouldn't say that, but is that the consensus out there in the comment sections?
Well, it seems to be that everybody is kind of sleeping on Ian Garry, and I can understand why. Number one, I mean, he has this image about him now, right?
Yeah.
That is less than favorable.
I'm not a fan of it.
His last fight was, I mean, he backpedaled the entire time, which
it's kind of his style.
I understand it. The object is to hit and not get hit, but that's not the entertainment side that the business is, the business of MMA. You got to remember, at the end of the day, there is an entertainment side to what they do. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, there'd be no fucking rules. Let's think about that for a second. The reason there's rules is because it's an entertainment business and they have to keep a certain flow. Otherwise, you just see people going out there, kicking the dick, poking the eye, punching the throat. And that's it.
Yeah.
Right. But this isn't quite gladiator days as much as y'all, want it to be. Because let me tell you this, if it wasn't for the entertainment value, why in the hell do these fights get stood up when these two guys are on the ground?
Which I disagree with. I don't think they should be standing fighters up ever.
If you're in a fight, work your way up.
Yeah. Sorry.
Right. But because it's so boring for the fans, we can't have it.
Well, here's the thing. As somebody who loves the sport, has been following it since day one, this new mixed martial arts thing, this thing all the young kids are into, since I've been following it, I love stand-up fights. I love to see them stand fighters up when I'm paying for it on pay-per-view. But if I want a real fight, you're right. Yeah, keep it on the ground, and wherever it ends up is where it ends up. It's called fight.
100%. 100%. Now, that being said, we just got done watching, and we talked about it over on our YouTube channel and on last week's episode or whatever, but you can go and you can check out the video where we talk about Mikey Musumeci, right? And won championship. And that's a submission grappler guy. And I love watching his fights, and there isn't a single punch thrown. These are all submission grappling matches. But over in the UFC, they want to see guys stand up. They want to see you stand in the pocket. They want to see you bang. They want to see the Max Holloways point to the center of the ring, or the center of the octagon and say, let's do this right here, shot for shot.
So we have Piper on the card. We have Cub Swanson on the card. We have Ian Garry. We have Michael Venom Page. We have Yuri. We have Poton. We have Ortega. This is a stand-up night.
This does not need Conor McGregor. Sorry.
I think you're right. I think he's done. So Michael Chandler gave a promo in the forest as of this morning when we're recording. Him walking through the trails, talking about sometimes you just gotta be obedient. And whatever the outcome is whatever you have to deal with. So this motherfucker gave the most American Canadian promo ever, which is like, hey, if the government does something here or it does something here, just be obedient, and whatever the result is, deal with it.
So what you're telling me is Michael Chandler is one of those leftist liberal cucks.
What I'm telling you.
No, you said
Michael Chandler knows that Conor's not fighting again.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
But here's the question then. Does he now take a fight? Does he now start taking a fight, or has he made enough money to retire?
I don't think I think he's got enough money to retire depending on the life he wants to live. But if he wants to, be part of the yacht club like Conor is, no, he's got to fight Conor to get that yacht club money.
Michael Chandler does not have enough money to retire. He has young children that he has to now put through school later on in life.
Oh yeah, I always forget people do bad mistakes like that.
Yeah, right.
Having kids.
So, and he's one of those do-gooder guys that actually adopted children. Like, yeah, he's trying to get into heaven one way or another, I guess. I don't know.
303. RockSolidFanClub.ca, the definitive collection of rock-solid wrestling content. RockSolidFanClub.ca is your source for rock-solid wrestling action from the past, present, and future. Travel back in time with Rock Solid Wrestling's greatest hits. Buckle up and go on the road with Rock Solid. Get in-depth analysis from those who lived it with Rock Solid Versus. And follow the ongoing saga of Rock Solid Wrestling Unsanctioned. Get access to fan club exclusives and hours of Rock Solid entertainment from your favorite superstars.
I played with a Ricky the Dragon Steamboat action figure. And then fast forward 30 years, and I'm actually in the ring with him doing a Ricky the Dragon Steamboat arm drag to Tornado, wrenching on his arm and looking right by ringside as Ricky the Dragon Steamboat is, just cheering me on as I'm doing the arm drag just like he used to do. It was such an amazing moment, thinking about being in the ring with my hero after, as a kid, being in my living room, imagining that maybe one day I could even just wrestle in the same ring that he wrestled in.
Get in front of the action. Get behind the scenes. Get it all with RockSolidFanClub.ca. Real fans get it.